Yedid Nefesh is a prayer. The word Yedid, right? Yedid is a hard word to define. It's described here or translated as heart's delight. I wouldn't translate it as heart's delight. I don't know about you. You're Israeli. How would you translate Yedid?
Traditionally in Israel, it's used to describe someone who's a platonic friend rather than a partner.
Yeah. So Yedid is like a friend, right? Yedid, like a friend of my soul, but it's like a close friend, right? It's like not a lover, but a close friend. I often will talk to the B'nai Mitzvah kids, and I try to explain to them what they're doing to prepare for their bar bat mitzvah, and I tell them they're going to do a drush. What's a drush? A drush is an interpretation. I'm amazed that 12 and 13-year-olds don't know what the word interpretation means, or what does it mean to interpret. So I will often say to them, because they're like, I don't know. And so I will often say, well, how would you describe a friend or friendship? And the child would say something. And then I ask the parents, how would you describe a friend or friendship? And then the parents would describe it. And there's overlap, but it's different. And I said, well, that's your interpretation of the word, and this is your parents' interpretation of it. So Yedid Nefesh, I invite all of us to think about how is it that God, the divine, something higher than, whatever you want to use, whatever word you want to use, how is it that you would describe that? What type of a relationship, it's not your lover, right? So what type of a relationship do you have or do you want to have with a divine Yedid, with a divine friend, something, that connection that goes beyond? How would you define that? What would your interpretation be? I want you to think about that as I invite Faye to come up and light our candles for us. And as we light the Shabbat candles, and as we think about what our Yedid, our divine Yedid might be, we can also think about how we invite that Yedid into our life, into our heart, and into our soul. Please rise. I don't know what happened with matches. Why can't we use matches? Only old fashioned. Any smokers? No smokers? Amen. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei On page 129, we read together. We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Feel free to add your voices. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift up our hearts in prayer. Page 130. Four lines from the bottom on page 131. No, 6 lines. As we move to Hariu, I'm just warning you, I came from family Shabbat right before I came here. I got really into my story. Ito will tell you, it was like a full embodied story. I don't have that for you, don't worry, you'll be spared. But I'm kind of worked up with this. But one of the congregants came up to me after one of our services one week and said, everything sounds the same. I thought, really? But he said there's not enough of a variety. And I thought, really? But, but that things kind of had the same calm. I haven't told you guys this. Things that, it had the same coming and going. And it had the same kind of start, and then it built, and then it started, which I thought that is the variety. But apparently this congregant made me think a lot more about things. So I want to, and I'm telling you this now because we didn't rehearse this, so we have done it once before. And I'm telling you guys this because we tried it once before, and you guys are so used to doing what you do. I want to do it differently. I want to do something that we know slightly differently, which is really hard. Hariu, on page 134. I want to start it quiet and slow. And then I want to build the volume. I want to build the sound. I want to move as the psalm, it talks about praising God, the sea with all its thunder. It builds, the ocean waves build, the sound of the trumpet builds. I want the music to build to a crescendo, and then we fade out. All right, can we do that together? All right, let's see how we go. Don't kill me. All right. Just keeping it real. On page 135, Romemu. L'chadodi, a reminder, when we get to verse 9, we're going to rise and we're going to face the door, allowing for the Shabbat bride, the Shabbat spirit, to enter our space, to enter our soul and our hearts. Page 138, L'chadodi. Oh, just kidding. No, I lied. No, I didn't lie. Good, just kidding.
You've got the new version.
I've got the new version. This happened. I don't have a run sheet. Page 138. I'm sorry. Oops. page 141, 6 lines from the bottom. Mikhelot Mayim Rabim.
Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adirim Mishmereya. Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adirim Mishmereya. Adim Amarom Adonai, Adim Amarom Adonai, Adim Amarom Adonai, Adim Amarom Adonai. Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adirim Mishmereya. Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adirim Mishmereya. Adim Amarom Adonai, Adim Amarom Adonai, Adim Amarom Adonai, Adim Amarom Adonai.
We're going to be doing this every week for the next few weeks, so you'll learn it, and then it won't be a new melody I've never heard of, which is good. So now we rise for the Baruch Hu on page 146. Please be seated. On page 148, we read together in Hebrew, Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chokhma poter sha'arim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. On page 150.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות לבבך, היום על לבביך, ושינתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו הציצית הכנף פתיר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי דרכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריכם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
On the bottom of page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. Together we read. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. We're going to be doing a new melody today, and those of you who are in the Odyssey Odyssey for Voices, you learned a new melody. Can I get everyone from who was there? I know you were here. Just sit up here. We're going to be facing forward. Sharon's going to teach us something that they learned. We're going to do part of it, but not all of it. So Sharon, take it away, or you can do it from there. You can have your voice fill the space from wherever you are, but sing loud and proud. Yehudit, Sue, Fred. Here we go. Let's go for it. Sharon? We're going to listen, then we're going to learn.
מי כמוך באלים, אדוני מי כמוך.
מי כמוך באלים, אדוני מי כמוך.
נהדר בקודש.
נהדר בקודש. Together. מי כמוך באלים, אדוני מי כמוך, נהדר בקודש. מי כמוך באלים, אדוני מי כמוך, נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילה list.
Womraka Moses yen yen wala, wala yepuna yepush, nara pura fera yumanaya. Nara pura fera yumanaya naya. Nara pura fera yumanaya naya. Pura fera yumana, pura fera yumana, pura fera yumanaya naya. Va'elim Adonai mi kamocha, nehedar b'kodesh. Nura tehiloto sefelet, nura tehiloto sefelet. Mi kamocha va'elim Adonai mi kamocha, nehedar b'kodesh.
Thank you. Do you want to just tell us, you guys went on this amazing thing that was postponed for 5 years, I heard, since pre-COVID, to do this big odyssey of voices. Tell us, what did you guys do?
So we started in Adelaide.
The people online want to hear you, sorry.
So we started in Adelaide over Shabbat with, 60, 70 people gathered together. Yido was there, as well as Sharon and many others.
And the cantor?
And Michelle.
And Michelle,
who's on
yes,
leave,
Cantor
he's
Michelle.
fine, he's fine. And
And
you,
Yehudi was there. Anyone else here tonight? No, that was it. And then 56 of us carried on from Adelaide through Port Augusta and Coober Pedy to Uluru, singing all the way. And not too much on the bus, a little bit on the bus, but certainly every time we got off the bus we sang, including in an underground Serbian church in Coober Pedy, which is quite fantastic, and at Uluru as well, early in the morning overlooking the rock. It was so magnificent. That particular song, you might have recognized the melody. It's an Aboriginal song, of course. You might have recognized the melody, anybody? From the film, The Sapphires. Yeah, they sing that. And it was set to Mi Chamocha some time ago, I think.
Yes.
By I think it was Cantor Michelle, together with the help of an Aboriginal elder.
fabulous, amazing.
Just mention that it's NAIDOC week this week.
Yes, it's NAIDOC week, so this was very appropriate.
Thank you. It's NAIDOC week. That is why we honored the Aboriginal people today and the melody in terms of the Mechamocha. And you dressed the part. I'm in dotted clothing today. Maybe not as colorful, but amazing, amazing. So now, with that, all of us on page 160 need a bit of healing. In addition to listening to the beautiful story about what we did and joining our two peoples, the Aboriginal, the First Nation people who have a strong connection to the land, and the Jewish people who have a strong connection to our homeland in Israel. Last week, you heard me say, this is the first time in a long time I haven't talked about anti-Semitism or Israel. I should not have spoken, I spoke a little bit too quickly because of everything that happened as soon as I left this space last week, which was really horrific. 3 different spaces were attacked. As we all know, or most of us know, the Hebrew congregation, East Melbourne Hebrew congregation, Miznon restaurant, and then there was also another factory that was in Queensboro, yeah, and Greensboro. And it was still, I haven't heard the updates on that, but they thought it was attacked because there was a Jewish owner. And it was horrific. It's horrific. The world's gone a bit upset. I'll talk a little bit more about it sort of later. But the Hashkivenu prayer, again, I say this every week. Sometimes I feel the need for it more than other times. But it's a prayer saying, God, no matter what mishigas and hatred and anger is out there in the world against us or against anyone, we all need to feel the shield of protection. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. The beautiful thing about our Jewish community is that no matter where we are in the world, no matter where we stand on the political spectrum, we seek comfort and refuge in community and in the wings of Shekhinah and in God's womb and bosom. And that is really what this prayer is about on page 160, the Hashkivenu.
השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לשלום בעמידנו, מלכנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקנינו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך, והושיענו למען שמך, והגן בעדינו, והסר מעלינו ושמוצתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם ועד עולם.
On page 162.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. והשביר רצית בו וקידשתו שבת, חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
Again, music tells a powerful story. Music is sad and heartfelt, and then it's upbeat and joyous. It was a dramatic shift in that, emotionally a dramatic shift. Just like Shabbat, no matter what's happening in the world, Shabbat is there to shed light. If you read the words, right, calling it a delight. Interesting thing. What's stronger, light or darkness? Right? Is light the absence of darkness, or is darkness the absence of light? Darkness is the absence of light, right? So light is the force. Light is the force. We're afraid of the darkness. We think darkness consumes us with sadness, depression, anger, rage, hatred. But really, the most powerful force to combat the darkness is actually shedding light, not shedding more darkness, right? Shedding light. So sing out, rejoice, be happy, shed the light, because that really is the antidote to the darkness. We rise for the Amidah on page 164. We're going to say this first bit together out loud a few times. Then we're going to continue silently through page 180. And when you are done, you may be seated. Page 178.
Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata
A long time ago, there was a group of Jews that were feeling very threatened by a king. This king said that if the Jews don't pay an unbelievable amount of taxes, then the king would have the Jews either killed or sent to prison. Well, all of these Jews went to Rabbi Akiva, I think. I can't remember which rabbi it was. But went to Rabbi Akiva, for the sake of my story. And they went and they said, Rabbi, what are we going to do? I don't know what to do. He's going to kill us. There's no way we can make that amount of money to pay this, and we're going to be killed. And the rabbi said, I know what to do. Do you see this well that's right over there? Yeah, said the Jews. Do you see that rope that's right over there? Yes, said the Jews. I'll tell you what. I need you to take the rope, and I want you to throw one side of it and throw it in the well. And then I need all of you who are there to grab the rope and pull. They looked at the rabbi like the rabbi was crazy. It's a rope. You're putting a side of the rope. Why do we need all of us to pull the rope? The rabbi said, trust me. And they did. Those were the good old days. And so the rabbi took the rope, the people took the rope and they threw it in the well. And then they did as the rabbi said, and they all took a place of the rope, and they're like expecting to pull. It didn't move. And they're like, this is strange. And so they went, oh, look, I'm doing this again. It's a different story, too. They went, oh, and they pulled, and they pulled, and they pulled, and out of the well, guess what was there? That would have been a good thing. No, it was not a bag of money. What do you think it was? It was so heavy. A bucket of water? No. The worst you can be is wrong. Ding, 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 ding. It was somebody. So they pulled, and out on the other end of the rope was a golden bed. There lying the king. The king was sleeping and snoring, and they're like, huh, what? And then the king kind of woke up. The people were like, what's going on? And the king looked and started falling back into the well. And the bed started falling into the well. And the king said, save me, save me. And the rabbi looked down now into the well and said, I'll tell you what, here's a bucket. Take the bucket that had no bottom and pour out the water, and then you won't drown. And the king said, well, that's ridiculous. I can't take a bucket with no bottom and get the water out to be able to say, save me, save me. And the rabbi said, the Jews are never going to be able to get the however many talents or coins that you ask them to pay for the taxes before you kill them. Is that fair? And he said, what? No, what not? What are you talking about? I'm drowning. And the rabbi said, I'll tell you what, you see this, if you sign this edict saying that the Jews have paid you and that you relieve them of their debt, then all will be fine. And the king said, what? Sign. And so the king said, fine, give me a feather. I don't know what they used in those days. And so the king signed it, and then the rabbi said to the Jews, let go. And so they did. There was silence. They said, did we just kill the king? They said, pull up the rope. Pulled up the rope. Nothing was there. Meanwhile, back in the palace, the king wakes in a sweat, drenched, saying, I just had the most horrible dream ever. It was awful. Oh my God. Give me that edict. Can I see? Do we have the document that says that I'm going to kill the Jews if they don't give me all of this stuff? Yeah, give it to me now. And so they came and they brought it to him. And guess what? He didn't rip it up. He saw what was on his signature. His signature was there. His signature was there, liberating the Jews, saying that they have made their restitution and all will be good and they will be saved. The end. What is the point of the story? Aside from my fabulous storytelling. But what is the point of the story? What's that? What? I didn't hear you, David. Have faith in your rabbi. I like that, Jack. I didn't pay him to say that. All right. What else? Right. The healing power of imagination. Ooh, I like that. The healing power of imagination. Collective faith. Beautiful. Collective faith in what? Miracles. Okay. Belief in miracles. Collective faith in what you don't know. Beautiful. Anyone else? In God, right? Collective faith in God. Trust that God will provide. What's that? I love it. I love this. But there's no right answer, by the way. There's absolutely no right answer to this. So I'm curious to know what everybody sees in this story. Well, this story relates to the Parshat Balak, which talks about King Balak, who wants to get rid of the Jews and hires Bilam to curse all of the Jews. And instead of cursing them, of course, he blesses them. And Ma Tovu, the prayer that we sing in the morning, comes from one of his blessings. You know, how beautiful are your tents and your dwelling places. And that's a blessing instead. And the moral of that story is, really, I'm going to go with don't mess with the Jews, right? And I'm thinking about, you know, did anyone watch 7:30, the 7:30 report last night? It was very distressing to me. Anyway, I don't normally watch it. Someone said watch it, and I did. I shouldn't have. It made me angry. But it was Julian Siegel. Julian Siegel, the special envoy against anti-Semitism, was interviewed by what's her name? Sarah Ferguson. That was very upsetting to me. But anyway, needless to say, I felt poor Julian was attacked in that whole thing, you know, wanting to demonize the one person. It was just unbelievable. But that being said, again, like I don't know about you, but I just felt we were just attacked, and now you're actually attacking another person who is trying to actually say, I don't want to be against anybody else. I'm not here to bring darkness. I'm not here to point blame or hatred. I'm saying that hatred is being literally as physically as you can get being applied against the Jews. The attempted, you know, arson of a synagogue. You can't get more graphic than that. Death to the IDF. You cannot get more graphic. That's pretty much not a good thing to say to people. And they're saying that's not nice. That's not a nice thing to do. That's not a nice thing to say. That's very un-Australian, right? It's not saying, you know, it's not about pro-Israel or pro-Palestine. It's anti-violence, right? It is anti-violence. It is saying hate speech, hate actions of any type. That is what it's about. She's trying to change the dialogue, not about us and them, but about this is unacceptable behavior for anyone against any group. Why is there a single exception? That's anti-Semitism, by the way. Right? But, so I was very angry, as I'm sure many of you guys were. I wasn't scared. I was like fumingly furious. I was furious. And that the audacity of such acts, and that anyone could think that it is justified in any way, shape, or form. And then I read the Pasha. And then I looked up the story, and I found the story. And I thought, don't mess with the Jews, you know. And I thought of the story of Esther, you know, that help will come from another place, right? Have faith in God, have faith in our collective people, have faith not just in the Jewish people, but in humanity, that good, that light will prevail over darkness. That, to me, is the message of this parsha. And when we get upset and when we get consumed, my God, what's happening to our nation and our world, just remember that light and community is stronger than darkness and hate, right? Have faith, and don't mess with the Jews, because we will prevail and we will create a harmonious society. We rise for the Aleinu on page 586, 586. At this time in the service, we remember in Shiv'ah, Ethel or Winnie Chester, Jennifer Gold, Marion Steele, and, oh, it is Jenny Gold, that's right, okay. And in Shloshim, Anna Bornstein, Michael Machuk, James Malikoff, thank you, Zoya Malinsky, and Raymond Yaluz. The mourners, that we mourn the Israeli hostages that have been returned in their Shloshim period. Aviv Atzili, Ofra Kedar, Shai Levinson, Yonatan Samarano, and Yair Yaakov. The mourners in our community, we remember Beryl Aarons, Gilbert Barnes, Philip Bean, Sarah Balin, Isidore Bentata, Fischel Bock, Paul Bram, Cecil Exum, Ruth Finkelstein, Lucy Gladwin, Alice Hurst, Dorothea Hyman, Irene Hutchinson, Eddie Jane, Meyer Josky, Herta Katz, Nathan Kay, Joseph Kluger, Joseph Liu, Jack Morris, David Opat, Ray Sack, Hannah Sharp, Perla Scheinberg, Rachel Schneider, Gerda Spitz, Jack Strager, Harold Steinbock, Abraham Weisberg, Rosa Weisberg, Penina Zilberman, and Mira Zilberman. If there is anyone else in mourning or observing Yahrzeit, if you'd like to share their names aloud as I look around the room or hold them in your hearts, please do so. We also remember all of the hostages who are lost, all of the soldiers who gave their lives fighting for our homeland, and all of those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. Zichronam Levracha, may their memories be for a blessing. On page 598, the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divra chirte v'yamlich malchute, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Please be seated. Just a couple of quick announcements. When you came in, Andrew Marcus, where are you, Andrew? There you go. Oh, not Andrew Marcus, just kidding. You're lovely and fabulous, but Andrew Jakubowicz. He gets the same kind of sound at the end. Anyway, was there, but we can get you next time, Andrew. Was sitting out at front, I do that all the time, actually, was sitting out in front, with reminding you to vote for the elections, the World Zionist Congress. The elections are open now until the 29th of July. I promise I will stop saying this after the 29th of July, but not until then. If you are Jewish and you are over the age of 18 and you have not voted, please vote. If you have voted, thank you. If you haven't voted, your vote really counts. Tell everybody you know, whether they're a member or not, whether they're affiliated with the progressive movement or not. It's $5. You use the QR code. You go, you pay the $5. They give you a link. I recommend that you vote Artza Masorti. Artza is our Reform Zionist branch within the Israeli government that will help determine the policy for Israel moving forward. Now more than ever, we are really actually threatened by being overrun by a Haredi party, which threatens all of our values. It's really quite distressing. That being said, if we want to be able to see and support an Israel that we're proud of, that we want to believe in, please vote and tell everybody you know to vote Artza Masorti. So that's my spiel. Okay, that being said, this Tuesday, Linda Ben Menashe is running a workshop called Using a Jewish Compass to Navigate This Upside-Down World. Linda is the most amazing presenter. Spaces are limited, and we do have a few spaces left. She's doing it at a workshop style. So if you haven't booked, please do. She is absolutely extraordinary. So it's this Tuesday at 7 p.m. for an hour and a half. Following that, for the next 3 Tuesdays, also starting at 7, is a 3-part series, Living Well and Leaving Well. It's about dealing with, again, nobody wants me to say it, but I'm going to do it anyway, confronting death, the big D word. It happens. It's the one thing that's guaranteed in all of our lives. We will all die one day. Right? Doesn't mean that it's going to happen now, tomorrow, anytime in the near future. But the more you inform yourself about what the options are when you need them, the more when you need them, you'll know what to do and won't panic. Right? Avoiding thinking about it and learning about it only causes stress for you and your family or for your family members. So really we're talking about navigating the aged care system, looking at wills, looking at powers of attorneys, medical and financial, looking at this is being sponsored by Lador Vador. Bequests, why does that matter? How does that help you when it comes to taxes? That's also a good thing. We're also going to be looking at the religious and spiritual understanding of death and dying, what happens to your soul and body from a religious point of view, and also looking at the progressive Hever Kadisha, how the body is cared for right after a person dies, and also Beit Olam, our progressive funeral home. What is it that they do? How do you book a funeral? What actually happens? And this is another thing I've just learned. People ask me, what do you do after, what are you supposed to do after somebody dies? When you visit someone in a mourner's house, what does it actually look like from a progressive point of view, traditional and progressive? So if you're interested in any of that, please do come. And if there's not enough space, they will open up more workshops. Again, this is also designed to be a smaller group. The other thing, Tisha B'Av is coming again. A number of years ago, Shira Chadasha and Kilat Nitzan and the progressive movement, TBI, Eitz Chaim, Kedem, and Leo Beck, all joined together on Tisha B'Av, the day that the temple was destroyed and the Jewish people were dispersed. We decided our response was to bring the Jewish people and all the different aspects of us back together again. The last couple of years, we've also been joined by Kolenu, and we kind of sponsor it in different synagogues every year. This year, it's going to be at Temple Beth Israel. It's going to be on, I think it's a Saturday night, the 2nd of August. And we often will have 3 different services, a progressive, a Masorti, conservative, and a Mechitza, Orthodox service. This year we're adding a 4th one, which is just for those that don't do the servicey part. We're having like meditative readings or just a room to just be, that it's not a service. They're happening simultaneously in different spaces, and then we're all going to come together for the reading of Echa, the reading of the Book of Lamentations, where we usually sit on floors with a cushion, so bring your own cushion. If you need to sit on chairs, they'll be around, but it's customary to sit on a floor with cushions, so we'll do that, and then we're going to have a program afterwards, which I can't confirm with you yet, because I will. It's going to be amazing, I hope. It happens. So anyway, it's an amazing program. But next week, if you're here, or you'll find out for sure in the announcements to come. But it's an amazing evening, and really different from anything else that we do all year round. And people say, why does the progressive movement celebrate or commemorate the destruction of the temple? Well, because it's not just about the commemoration of the destruction of the temple. In my opinion, it's about commemorating the destruction of Jewish unity. Right? Jews came together to one space, That was the last time that ever happened. Whether it's religious, whether it's political, whether it's what it believes, we're all dispersed and we go to different spaces, and that's sad, and we mourn that. And so this is an opportunity to come together, which acknowledges the sadness, but also in the coming together brings a seed of hope. And I hope that the film that we're going to show will demonstrate that to you. So stay tuned. Yes. Is that the one we're doing? Thank you very much. She'll tell you all about it. Come and find out. Oh, it's physically here. Yes, and it absolutely will not be live streamed as well. So it is. Sorry, is that what? That's what you meant? Yeah. So that's definitely going to be here. She'll talk about what she's doing here. Absolutely. Also, coats. If you have any coats or winter clothing, please do so. We are collecting them and giving them to those who need. So thank you very much for coming. Especially children's coats. Fantastic. I have so many sitting in my attic. There you go. Kids, remind me to give your old coats. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I don't even know what time it is. I'm sure I'm late because that's what I do. What time is it? Yeah, really late. Okay, I'm not going to do a closing song in that case. We're going to stand and we're going to do Kiddush. Thank you for your patience and staying. That's lovely. I don't know where the Kiddush is, right? Is that from earlier or is that refilled? Well, okay. We'll just hope for the best. וירא ויבוקר יום השישי, ויחודו שמיים וארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחירנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
And we're going to do motzi. I have one quick thing to say when we're done, so don't all break into talking.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ. Amen.
Quick thing, can you please take your chairs? I forgot to make the announcement last week. Stack them up very nicely, not crazily, to the side. That will help Dom out a lot and he can get home. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Hey.
Shabbat shalom.
Hey.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat shalom.
Hey!
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Hey! Shabbat, Shalom. Hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat.